Shalom, Koholoi, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakar, Kwadash. And I want to give double honor to the Apostle of Great Millstone. Salutation and honor to you, Akim Adel, that's doing the work in faithful and in truth. And the title of the video will be America is next on the hit list. America is next on the hit list because the thing that you see that's going on around the world right now is coming here to America. And this is an article, that says that's talking about Venezuela, and we all know what's going on in Venezuela right now, and it's very bad. Now the article is from BBC News, and it says how Venezuela crisis developed and drove out millions of people. And it says in Venezuela economy is in free fall, hyperinflation, power cuts, and food and medicine shortages are driving millions of Venezuela out of the country. Many are blaming President Nicolas Maduro and his government for the dire state the nation is in. Here is BBC News. Take a close look at how Venezuela economy descended into its current crisis. You see, so a lot of things is happening here in Venezuela. As you can see, the hyperinflation is destroying them. The people here in Venezuela. Not to mention they got power cut. When they get power cut, that means no electricity, no water supply, because water is run by electricity. There's no light, and then there's no food, medicines or short. Food supplies only low. I mean, a lot of major bad thing is happening here in Venezuela as we speak, and the people are in turmoil. They're in dire strait, as he stated in the article. And he says, arguably the biggest problem facing Venezuelans in their day-to-day life is hyperinflation. The annual inflation rate reached 83% in July, according to a recent study by the opposition-controlled National Assembly. Prices have been doubling every 26 days on average. This has resulted in many Venezuelans struggling to afford basic items such as food and toiletries. So in other words, down there in Venezuela, a wall of paper towel that's costing me like maybe a dollar or two. They probably have to pay $15 or $20 for it. That's how bad it is going on down there in Venezuela. I'm sure a loaf of bread is probably close to like $50 or $100. Things not looking too good here in Venezuela, and the thing that you're seeing is happening in this nation, because and also too, the Most High says start at the sanctuary, because when things seem to be happening, the major bad event that seems to be happening is always happening at the place where Jake is located. The Most High is targeting Jakes, for all their wicked way. But the thing that you see that's going on in the islands where Jakes are at right now, all these things you see that's happening, all the turmoil that's happening around the world, is all a major sign, for what's coming here in America. Because America will be the next top target and on that hit list to get caught up in that major crisis that's happening around the world. And it's coming here in America real soon. And people are not realizing it. And he said prices have been doubling every 26 days on average. This has resulted in many Venezuelans struggling to afford basic items such as food and toiletry, with small items like a cup of coffee costing a whopping 2.5 bolivar until recently. It has also become increasingly difficult to pay for goods in cash. Until the currency redenomination on the 20th of August, Venezuela needed 25 of their highest denomination note, the 100,000 bolivar bill, to pay for their coffin fix. So I mean, this is ridiculous. The amount of money that people have to spend for a small little item that they should be paying for less, just so they could survive. That's the thing that's happening here in Venezuela, and a lot of Jakes are suffering down there. Many Jakes are suffering over there in this land. Things are not looking too good. And I'm going to bring a precept in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12, because we warn you, Jakes. Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, Salaki, verse 1, and I'm just going to drop down to 3. Because we want you Jakes all the time. We brought us in the truth. We tell you Jakes out there of the bad timing that's coming here in America. The thing that's coming here in America is going to be bad. The crisis. America is on a major crisis right now and is ready to collapse. And he says in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Because he said, remember now the day of the Lord. He said, remember now thy creator in the day of thy youth, because this is the time to be seeking the Heavenly Father. Because the thing that you see that's happening in Venezuela, and also not to mention, just earlier, an earthquake just hit Hades. In fact, let me read it right now. He says this is an article, and he says at least 11 killed by earthquake in northern Haiti. And he says, Port-au-Prince, an earthquake that struck off the northern coast of Haiti late on Saturday killed at least 11 people and injured more than 100 when several buildings collapsed in the impoverished Caribbean country, officials said. He said the magnitude of 5.9 quake was centered about 12 miles west-northwest of the coastal town of Port-au-Prince at a depth of 11.77 km. The U.S. Geological Service says. The police chief from the Northwest region, Jackson Hillary, so if I can pronounce the word correctly, said at least 7 people were killed and more than 100 people injured in Port-au-Prince. Now that's just something that just happened recently. An earthquake. Earthquake just keep heading from one place to the next. And people are dying left and right all around the world. And for those of you who think that you are safe here in America, you're not safe. Because the Most High said, remember now that creator in the day of thy youth. Seek the Heavenly Father while you still have that grace period. Because what you see that's coming, what you see that's happening around the world is going to come here to America next. He says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, no cloud return after their wind. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strongman shall bow himself, and the ground and cease, because they are few, and those that look out the window be darkened. Because you can already see the future of where America is heading. Because the future America is heading is the same thing that you see that's going on in Venezuela. The only difference is it's going to get 10 times worse than what's happening down there in those nations that are being hit by tornadoes, hurricane, earthquake, famine, hyperinflation. All that you see that's happening in those nations outside the U.S., those are things that's about to come here in America. And it's slowly happening. You can already see it's happening here in this country. Because even here for the United States of America, things are looking too well. People are already feeling the pressure. They have to work as twice as hard just to put food on the table. And he says, in the day when the keeper of the house shall tremble, and the strongman shall bow himself, and the ground and cease, because they are few, and those that look out the window will be darkened, because there ain't gonna be no future but darkness that you're gonna see, in this place. There's no future here in America. You cannot make a living here in this place. America has no future. The economy is collapsing. And he says in verse 4. He said in Ecclesiastes 12:4, he said, and a door shall be shut in the street when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up the voice of the bird, and all the daughter of the music shall be brought low. And all the daughter of music shall be brought low. So the door on the street is going to be shut down. And once that happens, what do you think is going to happen? There's going to be a major crisis. The same crisis you see that's happening here in Venezuela. And he says right here, this is from Algeria News. He says Venezuela crashes by numbers, key facts and figures of Venezuela economy crisis, and millions fleeing the country. You see, millions fleeing the country. And he says, I'm faced with food and medical shortages, hyperinflation and economy insecurity insecurity. He says, I'm faced with food and medical shortages, hyperinflation and economic insecurity. More than 1 million Venezuelans have fled the country since the economic crisis began in 2015. You see, he says more than 1 million Venezuelans have fled the country since the economic crisis began in 2015. According to the International Organization for Migration, 1.6 million of the 2.3 million Venezuelans who are currently living outside the country have fled since 2015. Many have gone to neighboring countries, but as the crisis intensified, increased pressure and restriction have led to uncertainty for many Venezuelans trying to flee. So in other words, that's like martial law. You know, it become harder for many people who are Venezuela right now to flee out of the country because of the bad situation that they're in. Because that bad situation that they're in. And those that are fleeing to all the neighboring country, and those that come here to America, if you come here to America, you're only fleeing from one disaster to walk into another disaster. Because the thing that's happening in Venezuela is going to happen right here in America. So a lot of you jigs out there that flee from Venezuela, you're just walking from one disastrous, and you're going to enter to another one. And once you're in this one, you're not going to be able to flee. You're not going to be able to escape. Because what's coming here in America is going to make what's happening in your country look way more better. It's going way more better to be at. You know, because bad timing is coming here in America. You know, because people in their mind, they're thinking that, you know, they think that in their mind, they think that what's happening out there in America is nowhere. There's no way it's coming here in this country. Like it can never happen. That's the pride that people here in America have. That they think that somehow America will always bounce back to its former glory. Like nothing will ever happen to her. You know? Like America will escape the danger that's about to come upon her. Which is not going to happen. He says in Isaiah chapter 19 verse 15. And he says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or watch may do. Because the people of Venezuela, there's no job down there in Venezuela. That's why millions of them are fleeing. You know, there's no job, food supply is running low. Hell, some of them probably, I heard a story that some of them are eating dogs or other stuff. I don't know how true it is. Well, I would say they are. If they want to survive. Some of them are eating dog or whatever they could get their hand on. And I wouldn't be surprised there was cannibalism that's going on in Venezuela. I wouldn't be surprised that's what's happening now there already. Because of the hyperinflation, because how bad things are, because of the food supply that's running low. You know, so America is that next target that's going to get hit on that list with all that major crisis that's happening all around the world. And he says that neither should there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or watch may do. So because here in America, it's already hard to find job. There's no job here in America, especially if you go down south. Most people nowadays, it's through connection that they're able to find jobs. Things are not looking too good here for America. And I'm going to bring out in let me see. You know, things are not looking really too good. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 verse 11. And he said, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass that," and then read again. He said, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh?" He says, "For all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off." So those big corporation are crumbling and they are crashing fast. You know, and a lot of company are selling their business overseas, which is getting bad on the American citizen here in the United States, which is getting bad on them, making them harder to find job, making them harder to find a living. Before, studio apartments used to be like $900, and now they're close to $1,500 in certain places here in the U.S. It's only a matter of time. The days are evil. We are in a time where a major crisis is about to come, is about to happen here in America. America is about to crumble. America is about to fall. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. So be prepared because the day of the Lord is near and is coming. The day of the Lord, it will be here soon, and he's coming to bring judgment upon this place, upon America. America is going to be that next target that's going to get hit, with that major crisis that's coming, that's happening all around the world. And when it does happen, America is going to be one of the most third world. It's going to be the most third world poorest country in the world. It's going to be so bad here in America. You're going to want to go back to your island from whom you escaped from where you escaped from. That's how bad it's going to get here in America when that time comes. You're going to have people that's going to want to go back to the third world poor country. Because what's coming here in America is going to be very terrible. It's going to be really bad for many people here in America. For all you people that's living here in America, for all you people that are proud, you all going to feel that. You're all going to feel the pressure. You're going to feel the effect. You're all going to feel the pain that those people are suffering outside the U.S. The people whom you people here in America look down upon. You're all going to feel it just as much as them, but it's going to get far more worse for you that are living here in the U.S. The days are evil here in America. And he says in verse down, he said, Venezuela economy has been rapidly deteriorating for years, driving growing number of Venezuela into poverty and creating scarcities of basic food and item and medicine. So this is all happening here in Venezuela right now. All this happening. Venezuela has still not been able to fix itself. It will never, and I don't think it will never be able to fix itself until the day when the Heavenly Father come back to set things in order. Because right now, America is that next target to be hit on that list with that major crisis that's going on throughout all the world. In this country, for a lot of you people who come in this country seeking refuge, seeking a safe haven, you're going to regret ever coming here when that day comes. So be prepared. That time is coming soon where America is about to collapse. So with that, I'm going to say, Kol Haloi, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wakar, Kodash. And I want to give double honor to the Apostle Great Millstone. Salutation and honor to Akim Adel, that's doing the work and faithful and in true. Shalom.